Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Aldo, and today I will be talking about proactive health communication campaign. What to consider on this campaign: overview of childhood obesity, the county subpopulation at risk, health risks, health crisis slash health population issue, importance of preventing childhood obesity, multimedia approach, resources, and of course my reference. So, overview of the situation. Childhood obesity is defined as a child with a BMI of above 95 percentile for children and teens of the same age and sex. Childhood obesity continues to be a public health challenge. It is highly prevalent and most nutritional disorder in children and adolescents. In recent times, it was stable, but the rate has tripled since the 1970s. Currently, about 21 to 24% of children and adolescents are obese. This means for every five children between the age of 6 to 19, one is obese. About 13.7 million children and adolescents have obesity. The prevalence of obesity is about 13.9% among children 2 to 5 years old, 18.4% among children 6 to 11 years old, and 20.6% among children 12 to 19 years old. The population at risk. I currently live in Los Angeles County in California. It does have a population of about 10 million 39,107 residents. It is the most populous county in the United States. The focus subpopulation will be the city of Carson, California, with a population of about 91,714 residents. The city does have a poverty rate of about 10.3%. Also, the city has a 25.8% rate on childhood obesity, which is 3 points higher than the county's average. Also, in terms of race, Hispanic children has about 25.8%, which is the highest, followed by um, Black African American 22.0%, non-Hispanic white 14.1%, non-Hispanic Asians also 11%. Also, according to a study done by CDC, it was stated that as a person's acquire more level of education, the level of obesity declines. So, which means it is inversely proportional. As your level of educational increases, your level of poverty decreases. Health risks. What are the health risks associated with childhood obesity? The impact of childhood obesity is both physical and psychological that affect both children and their family. Children with obesity are more likely to have high blood pressure and high cholesterol, which is a risk factor for cardiovascular disease, increased risks of impaired glucose tolerance, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes. There could also be breathing problems such as asthma, sleep apnea, fatty liver disease, things like reflux disease, also joint problem due to their weight. Health crisis, health promotional issues. Uh, Children that have obesity are more likely to become obesity in their adulthood. This will lead to severe, serious health condition, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. This issue also brings about psychological problems such as anxiety and depression, low self-esteem, lower self-reported quality of life, and social problems such as bullying and stigma. So, why is it important to prevent childhood obesity? The prevention of obesity is very vital in children because the likelihood of childhood obesity persisting into adulthood does increase as the child age. This puts the child at high risk of diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Childhood obesity is associated with higher chance of premature death and disability in adulthood. If not taken care of, um, overweight and obese children are more likely to stay obese into adulthood and also develop non-communicable disease at a younger age like diabetes, cardiovascular disease. For my theory, I will be using the health belief model. The health belief model is a psychological model that is based on knowledge and perception. It was developed in the 1950s and it is designed to assist in explaining and predicting preventive health behavior. Um, it does focus on positive behavioral change at an individual level and does works on three main categories, which are the individual perception, modifying the behavior, and the likelihood of the action. The health belief model is one of the widely used model because it uses the five components in modifying behavioral change, and these components are the perceived severity, the perceived benefits, the perceived barrier, and the cue to action. There are various multimedia approach that could be used. Since teens are usually very active on social media, a Facebook group could be made to push for a 30 seconds advertisement on the prevention of obesity on their website. You could also play an education information as a commercial video. A brochure could be made and pass around various parks. Also on the street, there could be banners and a billboard that talks about the prevention of childhood obesity and eating healthy. This is an example of a multimedia approach on the health strategy using the health belief model on the weight classification. So, from the look, the child it's under the care of the parents, and then using the perceived barrier, perceived susceptibility, and the severity of the situation, um, it is classified that the child is overweight, and then the situation is recognized around here being the problem to be obesity. Then, using the five components of the health belief model, when this five component is put into place, it brings about the change in behavior and the child adapts into healthy eating and also daily exercise. If this is not taken off, the child from birth down to childhood, adulthood will be at risk of obesity. This is also a sample of a brochure that I created that talks about obesity and gives information on where to get other resources. Uh, these are resources that information could be obtained from CDC, World Health Organization, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, um, Mayo Clinic, and This is my reference. Thank you.